What's cracking, guys? It's Bruce Matson, your host of the show of Metric Scout Fantasy Football. And just like we did last year on the channel, we're going to cover each player one by one for these rookie drafts, going over their player profile, the metrics, strengths, weaknesses, draft capital, everything else. And we're going to try and hit as many of them as possible before we get into the draft. And then we're going to do some recaps after that. Something you into, something that you need to help you out with them drafts coming up, you better hit that subscribe button because we're going to be rolling out this content all off season long. But today we're going to be talking about Treylon Burks, wide receiver from Arkansas, one of my favorite prospects in the draft. I love talking about him, and I'm really excited to dig into him this year because he's a fun player to watch. I've got some videos out on him on the channel. Just check the archives. I did a Devy one last summer sometime, and I think he's a phenomenal player. He's my top Devy wide receiver for a long time in my Devy rankings, and now we get to see what he's going to do at the NFL level. We're going to see where his draft capital is going to be at. Will he be the first wide receiver selected? How far up the first round is he going to get drafted? But Treylon Burks has the goods to be successful. He broke out during his freshman season, age 19, with a 20.52% market share of the offensive production. He kept the production going at sophomore year with a 34.15% market share. Then junior season this year, things really came together. He went off with a 41.15% market share of Arkansas's passing production. He had 9.3 yards after the catch per reception, 3.57 yards per route run. He also had 3.52 yards per team pass attempt, which is elite high-level yardage right there for a wide receiver. He had 10 100-yard games on his career. And then when we look at the specs, this is where we get excited. 6'3", 225 pounds. He runs like a deer. He's got burst. He's got top-end speed. And he's an after-the-catch monster. He's a yak machine. He can turn a short target into a big play just like that. And Treylon Burks at 6'3", 225 pounds is tough to bring down in the open field, and he's also tough at the catch point. DBs really have to work to get around him. They really have to work to get in front of him and the ball. And Burks really is physical when the ball's coming to him. He's got a my ball mentality. He's going to box out defenders. We've seen this play in and play out in his prospect highlight. Another thing I want to point out is he played 67.4% of his snaps in the slot at Arkansas, so he can play on the outside and on the inside, comparable to a lot of other bigger wide receivers at the NFL level. There aren't really many weaknesses to his game. You could say he's probably not the best route runner in the class. You're not going to see him attack blind spots. You're not going to see him tap-toe to separation. But on the flip side, he doesn't need to. He has ways they can win on the field. This is size, speed, burst, and he can break off routes. I mean, he can create separation. He's got the speed, the explosiveness to do so. He can break off just about a full route tree. He has the potential to do that. He can cut inside and cut outside. He's explosive with the ball in his hands. There's nothing really he can't do. So really, there's not many weaknesses to his game. Is he a technician like a Keenan Allen type of wide receiver? No. But my player comparison for him is A.J. Brown, a big bully wide receiver who is a monster at the catch point, who's got size, speed, and can really kill it with the yak yards. A.J. Brown is one of the top wide receivers in the league. I think Treylon Burks, his upside is A.J. Brown, maybe even more, because he's even faster than A.J. Brown. I think he can get up there in speed. I think he can be a monster at the next level. I don't really see much downside with him, and A.J. Brown's not a route running technician. He's not a change of direction wizard. He's a big physical wide receiver who can get it done at the catch point and get it done with those yak yards, and you're going to get the same thing with Treylon Burks. I'm really excited to see what he's going to do at the next level. I look for him to be drafted in the first round. Where at in the first round, that's highly questionable. I see some mocks where he's going in the latter part of the first round. I see some mocks where he's in the middle part of the first round. And I see some mocks where he's one of the first wide receivers selected. I look for Garrett Wilson to be the first wide receiver drafted in this draft. I can almost put money on it, but I could also see Treylon Burks be like second, third, fourth wide receiver selected in the first round. It really just depends on how the NFL likes him. But either way, I don't see him slipping to day 2. I think he's a first-round pick. Once the NFL teams really start peeling back the layers, looking at the size adjusted speed, looking at the production, especially when we get to look at Burks at the combine, because he's going to blow that baby up. But I want to thank you for watching the show, sticking with me. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. We're going to have more player profiles coming at you. They're going to be hot and heavy like your mama. And again, I want to thank you, and I'll catch you next time.